Well, hey there, it's Amy from Unmistakably You. Happy Wednesday. Hope you're having a great day and enjoying this beautiful weather that we're having here in Southern Ontario today. I'm popping in again, not live, because it is a busy season, but I did want to pop in with a quick tip for you as we do every Wednesday, hopefully to help alleviate a little bit of stress in your wedding planning and help guide you through some of the struggles that you may be experiencing. Hopefully everything is completely smooth sailing. But if you are experiencing some challenges, we are always here for you. We've got your back. So shoot us a message. You can send us a private message here, or you can hit us up, amy@unmistakably.you.com. We're always here to help. And if you have any questions that maybe would make a great thing to talk about on a Wednesday, let me know, because we're also always looking for content. So it being a busy season, I'm meeting with some clients tonight, but that actually leads me to talking about what I wanted to talk about today, which is that it is a busy season right now. So if you are in the midst of planning a wedding right now, you may find that your response times from your vendors are a little bit slower because we are right in the thick of wedding season, which here in Southern Ontario tends to be from kind of beginning of May until end of October. And that's expanded into the fall a little bit from when I started. And I'm not going to tell you how many years ago that was, but it was a while. It's great. We have an expanded season and we're able to do more weddings, but also as a result, I think still of COVID, maybe we're still seeing some residual weddings from couples who got engaged during COVID and didn't start planning. It's very busy right now. So I know that sometimes we are speaking to some maybe almost engaged couples. Probably the majority of our audience are people who are already planning. So apologies if this doesn't apply to you, but if you are thinking you're going to get engaged, you're an up and coming engaged couple, this one is for you. So let's talk today about the optimal time to start planning your wedding, if you have any choice in the matter. Now, I mean, realistically, when you get engaged is when you get engaged, and that's when you're going to start planning. And if that's now, that's awesome. Congratulations. Just anticipate a little bit more of a delayed response time. Maybe the vendors that you're hoping to deal with are going to be a little bit less available right now because we are right in the thick of things with our couples who are getting married this weekend and next month and 6 weeks from now. So just be mindful that that's the reality right now in the middle of wedding season in Southern Ontario. But perhaps you are thinking about getting engaged. Perhaps you're the one who's in control of when to pop the question. Perhaps you have the luxury of a long engagement and you can kind of schedule your planning a little bit more. Those are the people that I'm talking to right now. And if you have that kind of luxury, I would strongly recommend that the ideal time to start planning is actually the January of the year before you want to get married. And that sounds bonkers, especially to anybody who's listening to this who maybe is a parent and who got married in the 80s or the 70s. And that's just really not what reality was back then. You could plan a wedding really quickly, you could get married in just a few weeks, even. But with the landscape right now, what we're seeing is longer engagements. Vendors are booking up more quickly. People are planning for longer periods of time. And so the ideal length of time is not really a thing, but the ideal time to start planning is a thing. Because here's the deal. You could absolutely plan a wedding in just a couple of months, but you can't plan a wedding for high season. You can't plan a September wedding, for instance, in just a couple of months. You can't start your planning in July for that coming September and still have an easy time of it with vendor availability. And you're not going to have your choice of the first vendors that you want to book in every category because things are just booking up so rapidly right now. So why January? Why am I saying January? Well, here's the thing. We talked about wedding season being from May to October. So it's a busy time for wedding professionals, but a lot of wedding professionals also overlap into that holiday season and they plan holiday parties, they DJ holiday parties, they take photos for holiday parties. So you want to be aware of the fact that December is probably not an ideal time to start planning either. What you want to aim for is probably following that holiday party rush after everyone has had a chance to recover from the holidays, maybe that second week of January, and you also have the benefit of being able to potentially capitalize on some wedding show discounts. There tend to be a round of wedding shows in September and another one in January. And so if you are starting the planning in January, maybe you can hit one of those wedding shows and find some wedding pros who maybe have some discounts or some special offers that you can take advantage of. The reason that I'm saying the January of the year before is because we are seeing venues booking up so rapidly that you may find, even for that season, if you're planning a couple of months or the January prior to the upcoming wedding season, that venues have limited availability and some vendors have limited availability. So you're a little bit more restricted in terms of your choices if you are booking with just 6 months of advance notice, let's say, as opposed to 18 months. So again, it's not a perfect world. You start planning when you get engaged and you book things as early as you can, always starting with those priority vendors that can only do one wedding on one day. But the ideal situation gives you lots of lead time to be able to select the vendors that you really are excited about working with, instead of having to settle for those vendors who happen to still be available for your date. So as always, if you have any questions or any thoughts, please don't hesitate to post a comment or reach out. We are always happy to hear from you. Happy wedding planning, and we'll catch you back here again next Wednesday. Take care.